Ever sit down to learn something new, and your brain just says, nope? An hour goes by, and you're still stuck on the same page, reading it again and again. You start thinking, am I slow? Am I just not smart enough? Meanwhile, others seem to learn everything twice as fast. But here's the truth. You're not slow. You're just doing it wrong. And by the end of this video, I'll prove it to you. What if I told you? Fast learners aren't gifted. They're not born with magical brains. They've just cracked the techniques. Whether you're a student cramming for exams, a professional learning a new skill, or someone who just wants to absorb information faster, these techniques will work for you. Let's break down how to study at lightning speed without burning out. Let's start with the first shift, how you focus, because most people, they're doing it all wrong. They open their books, stare at the page, and think more hours means more learning. But that's not how your brain works. Your eyes might be on the page, but your brain, somewhere else. And it's not because you're lazy. It's because your brain wasn't built to stay locked in for hours straight. After about 30 minutes, your focus drops. Your mind drifts. You're not learning. You've entered fake focus mode. So, what's the fix? It's called the Pomodoro technique, and it's stupidly effective. You go hard for 25 minutes, deep, undistracted focus. Then take a 5-minute guilt-free break. Do something you enjoy. That's how you train your brain to stay locked in, without burning out. And here's the cool part. A study from the University of Illinois found that short breaks don't just help, they reset your focus. Participants didn't just stay sharp longer, they actually performed better after the break. So if you want to learn faster, stop grinding for hours. Sprint, rest, repeat. That's how fast learners stay ahead. So, you've got focus under control. Now let's talk about memory. Because learning something once isn't enough. You have to lock it in. Let me guess. You studied everything, felt super confident. But a few days later, it's like your brain hit delete. Here's why. Your brain can't hold on to everything all at once. That's where spaced repetition becomes your secret weapon. So how does it work? You study something today. Then you review it tomorrow. Then 3 days later. Then next week. And each time, it feels a little harder to recall. But that struggle? That's what makes the memory stronger. It's like telling your brain, hey, this matters. Don't toss it out. This isn't just a hack. A study published in Psychological Science showed that spaced repetition can double long-term memory compared to cramming. So don't just reread. Don't cram and hope it sticks. Space it out. Forget a little. Then remember better. This is how you move from temporary knowledge to permanent recall. All right, so you're focused, you're reviewing smart, but here's a question. Do you really understand what you just learned? Because reading something and being able to explain it clearly, totally different things. That's where the Feynman technique comes in. It's named after Richard Feynman, one of the most brilliant physicists ever. But he had a rule. If you can't explain it simply, you don't understand it well enough. So here's how it works. Take what you're learning and try to teach it. Out loud, to a friend, to an empty room, to your dog. Doesn't matter. Break it down into simple words. No jargon, no fancy terms. Just like you're explaining it to a 10-year-old. And when you get stuck, that's gold. That's the part your brain hasn't fully grasped yet. Go back, relearn that piece, and try again. It sounds weird, but it works. Studies on active recall and self-explanation show that teaching what you've learned forces your brain to organize and connect the information deeper. So don't just read and hope. Explain it, teach it, own it. That's how you stop memorizing and start understanding. So now you're focused, you're reviewing smart. You can even teach it back. But if things still feel like they slip away, here's what's missing. you haven't made it meaningful. Here's the thing. Your brain isn't just a storage unit. It's a pattern machine. It remembers connections, not random facts. Ever wonder why you can remember your favorite movie plot, but not what you read yesterday? It's because one made sense. The other? Just noise. So here's the trick. Whenever you learn something new, connect it to something you already know. Link a biology concept to your gym workout. Tie a math formula to your monthly budget. Turn historical dates into a timeline of your favorite movie scenes. The more personal and specific the connection, the stronger the memory. Scientists call this associative learning. And it works because your brain loves building meaning through stories, visuals, and emotion. It's how we've survived, evolved, and remembered for thousands of years. So don't just memorize facts. Build bridges between them. Make it real. Make it click. And your brain will hold on to it. For good. These techniques aren't about being perfect. They're about progress. One smart habit at a time. So, start small, stay consistent, and trust that your brain can do more than you think. Because learning faster, it's not a talent, it's a skill. And now, it's yours. And today, you've taken the first step.